Hi, welcome to Tea with Toan. Today we're speaking with Natalie Pryce from England. Natalie is an artist, manager, and music consultant who's worked with the likes of Prince, Beyonce, and Kelly Rowland. But it's not her professional success that she's most proud of. Natalie recently found her passion while on a busy train and is now using music to bring the youth together in a safe place. Hi, Natalie.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Heard a lot about you, what
Yes,
you're
I've heard a
doing.
lot about you too, and I know that you're very busy, so thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to pause and reflect and have a cup of tea.
Cheers.
The genesis for Go Inspire Go, or GIG for short, is that I wanted to create a space and a place for people to see, share, and discover their own power and use it to help other people. You exemplified our mission and our vision. I want to hear about Safe in Manchester, so tell me about it.
It is a place where young people in our community that can come and be safe, they can be creative and be loved, really.
And find self, I think also they also can find self-worth
Find
through the
self-worth,
basis of music. Yeah.
which is a universal language. So I was on a train up to Manchester. I couldn't find a seat anywhere, and there was one seat available. And I walked past it. I was about to walk past it, and the guy said, "Look, you can sit here if you like." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I was on the phone talking about my project to some people while I was on the way. Then my phone died, and it was like, "Oh my God, my phone's dead. What am I going to do for 2 hours?" It was frustrating. So
What are you
he,
gonna do?
so he was like, "Your project sounds interesting. Tell me about it." So we got speaking, and it turns out he was a Catholic priest. And I was talking about what I wanted to do, and he said, "Well, I've got a lot of police officers that attend my church. I can sort the meetings out." So the following week, he arranged a meeting with top level senior police officers, and we met in the garden of his presbytery on a beautiful summer's day with sandwiches and tea and
Oh,
cakes,
awesome.
and it was like,
Tea. There's something
you
that
know,
happens with tea.
he's like it's the binder of the nation.
Yes.
You've got a lot of young people that want to do music, and if they it brings them into the space, and it's creative, and you can use it commercially, and you can get young people creating stuff. So it's like, okay, that's a really good idea. Well, what can we do in the meantime? Because obviously that's a project that's going to require a lot of money, and we're going to need to do a lot of fundraising. In the meantime, we can just maybe have some music workshops leading on to an event. So it started like that. We had about 15 kids. Some were from the church, were from very nice backgrounds, and could play instruments and were very much into education. And then the other 50% were kids that would never generally talk to those types of kids. We had folk singers and we had rappers in their normal everyday life would never speak to each other, never work with each other. And the first weekend was extremely difficult because we asked them to create songs, but in the end, they compromised on everything. It's all about me, being what I want to be. It's difference, diversity, and individuality. For me, I could have nearly cried. It brought tears to our eyes. I mean, so many of us were just watching them and just like, it was just the most proudest moment that we could have ever had, especially knowing where we started.
What inspires you to contribute and to give back?
Well, I came from quite a difficult background myself. I came from quite a criminalised background. There wasn't any kind of positive role models, I'd say, within my immediate family. As I started to grow up, and I'd say to my mum, I want to be a lawyer. I mean, I remember being 7 and saying to my mum, I want to work in law, and she'd be like, "Don't be stupid. People like us we don't do things like that." My mum would tell me I couldn't do certain things from a place of trying to protect me.
Absolutely. Because that's what she knew.
That's what she knew, exactly. That's just not our destiny. And I remember being very confused as a kid, thinking, well, why can't I do that? We had a local youth centre, and a guy called Michael Hamilton used to run this youth centre. Just this one man in this youth centre that had a budget would respond to the direct needs of what those young people wanted in those areas.
He had the budget and the love and the heart to do it too.
Because he believed in it. But if you give young people enough alternative experiences, positive experiences to explore what they might be good at, what they might not be good at, then you don't have to depend so heavily on their parents not being able to give it to them, or their immediate environment. Yeah. So that inspired me, and he's still my friend today.
So when you're giving back, though, and when you're volunteering your time and your energy and your power and using your power to give back, how does it make you feel inside?
There's a certain level of contentment that you get from just doing things because you want to do them and it feels right to do them.
What have you learned from giving?
What have I learned from giving? It's probably the purest way to love unconditionally.
I like that, the purest way to love unconditionally.
If you just invest in young people, just a little bit, and this right here is the answer to the gang problem in the UK. We need to inspire our young people. We need to give them the tools to be able to go out and be productive members of society.
Thank you for spending some time with me and having some tea and inspiration. I really appreciate everything that you're doing for the youth.
Thank you.
Very much. Okay. We'll talk soon, okay? Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah. Thank you. See you later. Bye.
Bye.